Hi, welcome to another eShop video. In today's video, I'm going to be providing you a quick overview of eShop's forms and landing pages. These are two key components of every email stack. Often, forms and landing pages will be how your audience from social media or your website or other call to actions converts into an email contact. Before we jump in, let me explain how the above components work together. We are all used to sign-up forms. We enter our details of the form, press submit, and often something happens as a result of that. I may receive an email or a phone call because I filled in a form. Landing pages are where forms live. For a form to be effective, it should be on a branded landing page with information about the form. You can use landing pages in eShop to create a hyperlink with a sign-up form on the page. Then, these can be shared in emails or on social media or linked to from your website. Let's quickly mention preference centers as we're not going to be going over them in this video. Preference centers are a great way to mitigate unsubscribes and allow your audience the choice of what they want to receive. If someone clicks on Update My Preferences, instead of unsubscribing, they can unselect a specific type of comms they don't want to receive. Whilst they're on that page, they might find other preferences which interest them, allowing for preference centers to also be a force in driving signups to other content types. Okay, let me show you how easy it is to make an accessible and effective form using eShop. When we press on the new sign up form button, we're greeted with a pop-up asking us to set the name and description of our form. This will help other eShop users identify what the form's use case is. Then we are asked if we would like this form to be double or single opt-in. The opt-in forms will send an email to the user asking them to confirm their email address. That way you can be sure that the person opting in is who they say they are. This is a best practice, and in most cases we would recommend using double opt-ins, but this does highly depend on the purpose of your sign-up form and what content the user receives afterwards. On this screen we can configure our form details. First, we select the data fields that the form will use. Once selected, you can drag and drop the fields to reorder them. Remember, the more fields your form has, the higher probability that someone will not fill out the form. Custom fields and pick lists set up on the account are also going to be present on this screen and can be added into your form. Next, we select which preferences we want this form to add contacts into. We can select which preferences the user is able to choose from and which they will be automatically added into. For example 1 and 3 will be visible to the user and they'll be able to select it, whereas example 2 will be hidden from the user, and as soon as they submit the form, they'll be added into that preference. Groups work in a very similar way to preferences. Select which groups you'd like the user to be added into. You can have a mix of groups and preferences in your sign-up forms. I can fill in my privacy policy information. This will be populated in the consent statement checkbox on our form. Next, we can configure our headings. These are the headings that will be visible on our form. In this case, the defaults work well, but we can set this text to anything we like. Lastly, let's configure our sign-up form button. I'm going to change it to register. We can customize the branding in this section. We can use a logo saved on the account or upload a custom one. The drop-down allows you to select the location of the logo on the page as well. Then you can select the primary and secondary color of the form. This is where you style the form to use your brand's colors. CSS style sheets can be uploaded into this section, allowing for the form to use your website's exact code. Next, we set the thank you message. This can be a link or a custom message that displays after the form is submitted. On the next screen, we can set our opt-in email. First, we set our sender identity. Then we can configure the default email template or use a smart editor design. If you are using a smart editor design, please ensure that there's a link inside the email that has star signup confirmation URL star. That tag will automatically be populated with their confirmation link. The final confirmation is a page which eShop takes you to after you've confirmed your email address. This would typically say something along the lines of thank you for signing up. If you wish to send someone a welcome email, that can be set up here. We recommend that you do send a welcome email. Users in 2023 tend to expect to receive something when their form is filled in. To provide them with instant information as soon as they've signed up, welcome emails are a great idea. If we want to embed our form on our website, we can use the instructions at the bottom of this page. Right, let's preview our form. This page is the sign up form's hosted URL. As you can see, we can test the full form's functionality here. Let me show you how we can house this form inside a landing page to provide more information and context regarding the form the user will be filling out. So, let's head over to landing pages and click on New Landing Page. Then we configure the title and the URL we want our landing page to be hosted on. Just like the forms, we have our branding settings. This is where we configure the landing page to match our organization's brand guidelines. Next up, the header text and body text of your landing page. This is where we set any information that we want displayed on our landing page. As we are using this page to house a form, let's give it a title and a description. Sign up to our newsletter as the title, and receive weekly updates on everything that happens in your local area as the description. Now we can choose what we want on our landing page: text, a button, or a form. In this case, we're going to select the form as that's what we created earlier. In the privacy policy section, add in your organization's privacy policy link. In this case, I'm going to add in eShots. Then we can preview our landing page. As you can see, the form is automatically added to our landing page. And don't worry, if you make changes to your form, it will also automatically be reflected on your landing page. Once I fill in my email and hit submit, I'm going to receive a thank you message and a confirmation email likely configured. Once we click the link in that email, I'm going to be added into a group inside eShot, and also if I set up a welcome email, I'd receive one at this stage as well. That's all for today's forms and landing pages overview. I hope you learned something new and interesting. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. My name is Jacob. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.